Hello and welcome to what's new in Microsoft 365 and Copilot. Before we get started, I just want to tease you with something that I think you'll find super useful if keeping up with 365 is important to you. I'm going to show you where to sign up for the email. You'll be the first to hear about it. If you don't want to, that's totally cool. You will be able to hear all about it next week in social media and on the website. But just maybe sign up. I'll show you where to do that. But let's look at this week. We've got Copilot list, OneDrive, SharePoint, Stream, Teams, something from around 365. I think there's actually an Outlook one in there as well that I've forgotten to add to the list. But look at this. So you probably know this already. I cover so many more things in the blog than I do in the video to keep this quite short. Here you can sign up for the newsletter. Go and do that, folks, and you'll be the first to hear about that thing I was just telling you about. And if you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe at any time. Let's get into our updates. Let's start with Copilot, graph-grounded chat with Microsoft Copilot in Outlook. First of all, let's look at this graph-grounded bit. So the chat bit is hopefully self-explanatory. You're just chatting with the Copilot. The graph-grounded bit, let's look at the grounded first of all. So grounded just means that it's based on something. So if I'm talking to Copilot and I refer it to a document, its responses are or should be grounded in that document. So in this case, we're talking about the graph, and this is the thing behind the scenes which it knows everything you say, everything you do, who you do it with, what documents you look at, what they look at, what you should have access to. So what's coming to Outlook, instead of me referring to just the content inside an email, say, I can now chat and I can check what else is happening around my organisation, the other things that I've got access to, refer to them and get answers to them while I'm inside Outlook. So I think that's going to be super useful. What else have we got to say here? There you go, it's just covering what I've just said to you. Due late April to mid-May this year. Okay, so Copilot is coming to Microsoft Stream. This looks great. Predictably, it will summarize any video for you, ask questions to get insights from long or detailed or complicated videos, locate where people, teams or topics are discussed. I'll tell you what I really like about this is as someone who creates content, I try to think about what would be useful to you. But what if I can just be a bit more generic and just say a bit more, knowing that my audience can apply their own lens to what I'm saying, and you can interrogate it or ask you questions based on what matters to you. So I can say, I can be much broader with what I say, knowing that you folk can pick out what matters to you. I think that's going to be super useful. Identify your calls to action. So based on the video, what should you do? Based on what you do for your living. Due late April for people with Copilot. You've probably seen that already, actually. OneDrive coming to PDFs stored in OneDrive and SharePoint, annotate with text boxes. So I've got my PDF and this is stored in my OneDrive or on SharePoint, and they're kind of the same thing, aren't they? Except that one's just for me. So I want to say I want to edit this PDF. So I'm going to open a PDF, click to edit, select add text, type it, I can format it, and I can save it. So you can see here I've got these text boxes. So I know somebody, and she is great at checking your work. She can go over, give feedback. This would be epic. So you present a PDF for review, and it's just nice because this person likes putting boxes everywhere. And if you're watching, you know who you are. This is going to be great just for commenting, making notes to yourself or other people. Looks really good, folks, and you should have it sometime between the middle of May and early June this year. Outlook. Now, have you ever not been able to attend a meeting but you need to keep track of it? Or maybe you just don't want to attend this meeting because you got 25,000 meetings that week, and wouldn't it be great to not go and just go and catch up afterwards? Okay, so you get this new ability to respond to a meeting with follow. So look at this. So down here in Outlook Online or Outlook, the new Outlook for Windows, the online version, by the way, a lot of updates for that now, aren't they? So if you're not checking out the online version of Outlook, it's definitely worth a look because it's maturing quite nicely. The new Outlook for Windows is still, should we say, not ready. But anyway, look at this. You can follow this meeting, and it tells the person, okay, so Mark's not coming, but Mark is following. So it marks it in your calendar, so it's there, but it makes sure the time is free. But you can still go and access the meeting, all the details, the chat. When the meeting starts, the organisers are told, oops, how do I get rid of myself? Go away, I'm trying to do something. Okay, look at this in the bottom right corner. Help others catch up. It just reminds the organisers to record that meeting, which is great. Receive a notification and the recap is ready after the meeting, which I think is a good way for you to keep up to date with these meetings. Okay, so due early June to early July, and I think for people to go to too many meetings, and I know loads of people do, that is definitely going to be good. Okay, what we've got in SharePoint, the new align content options for SharePoint page sections. So I have to create some SharePoint pages, and I can, but I'm not naturally gifted with my design talents. But I do know that things that are in a line should probably line up with each other or line up with something. And in SharePoint, that can be a bit clunky because my skills are limited from a design point of view. You find yourself trying to put in a bit of space or just trying to make things fit. Look at this though. So just for those of you who don't create pages, I just want to cover something. So pages aren't just one great big endless just scroll of people putting stuff in. So we've got these sections going across. This page that you look at now has got 3 sections and it's got 2 columns. Okay, that should help, I think. So how can I align? Got this option over here. Align by the top, so everything gets aligned at the top. What align center? So the center of this is in the center of the section, and same for the text. Or you can align it along the bottom if that looks better. Okay, so not applicable to single column sections. I gotta be honest, I've totally forgotten what the default is that it aligns. I think it aligns center, but don't quote me on that. Go and check. Go and read the notes that I've created for it. Folks, due mid to late May this year. Microsoft Stream, new SharePoint page templates for stream videos. A couple of things here. I can now create a SharePoint page right from the video. So I'm watching a video and I think this would be great for my team. I am actually going to come here and say create a video news post, create my page, put it into my site. So I think that's just going to be a really great way of creating content and creating SharePoint pages. I think the announcement said the ability to create SharePoint pages from outside SharePoint for the first time. So what else do we have for news pages news? So pages news, create from SharePoint or from the video itself. That, folks, is due early to late June. It's always nice to have some for the SharePoint editors. They do a lot of work for us, present a lot of information to us, and we quite often don't even know who they are, right? So I think this is great to give them that. Microsoft Teams / commands are coming to the Teams Compose box. So you might use / commands across the top. Right now, here's a quick tip. If you don't want to be disturbed, in the top, do a /DND, Delta November Delta. Do not disturb, fastest way to be left alone. So what do we have in here? So inside the Compose area, you can't really see it, but I've kind of included that at the bottom. So you can see here on the screen, someone's making themselves available. You want to add a loop component, you do stuff. So download as a service, he will love that. I bet he'll tell you all about this. And he does. If you don't know, download as a service does update videos, but he's got a buddy that they talk about it in much more detail. So I'll give you the headlines and you go off and read. They go into the video in much more detail. Great series that those folk have got. He will no doubt be talking about this. Anyway, what have we got? So here are some examples. You can put in some code. Not me, because I don't know how to code. Muting. Hey, how about you got a noisy chat? / do mute. Beautiful. You can open settings, mark yourself as away or DND. Folks, due mid to late June, and I think that is quite a nice update. Edit and interact with on-screen content when using annotations. So I'm showing stuff on my screen. And I'm using that whiteboard, the whiteboard functionality to annotate it over it as I want to. But what if I'm kind of annotating over my screen that I'm sharing. But what if that thing that I'm sharing, I need to make a change to the thing that I'm annotating over? So I've got this document on the screen. To go in and do that, I would have to end my annotation, my drawing session, to go in and change the actual thing. Maybe I notice a mistake. Anyway, so we're getting this option here to say we want to interact with the background. What it means is that I can suspend what's happening at the front, my annotations, my drawings and commenting, go in, make my change inside there, come back out and carry on. So I think that looks rather nice. Due late May to mid-June this year. Okay, save meeting content with collaborative annotations as a Microsoft whiteboard. Let's say we've just been doing that thing I've described where we're working together and we're drawing on the screen and we're like, okay, that's great, but I'd like to save it and we're going to carry on afterwards. How do you save that, right? So you maybe take a screenshot, but no, what can you do? So we can say here, we would like to capture this annotation and we're going to save it as a whiteboard. If it's a whiteboard, we can carry on adding our stuff on, putting our thoughts on, and the collaboration can carry on after that session. Looks epic, and due late May to late June this year. The Teams Presenter window enhancement that's coming. So what you see on the screen now is a bit like what we have when we are presenting. Super useful if you only have one screen. So it just tells you the other person that is speaking, and it tells you that everyone's got their hand up, etc. But it's a bit limited just to one attendee. Look at this, and now it's going to show up to 4. It will show the active speakers, raised hands, a preview of shared content. Look at this. It's just giving me a preview of what I'm sharing. How cool is that? Intended to make it easier to engage with other attendees while you are screen sharing. And folks, you should have that by mid-June this year. You know what? Kind of feel a bit melancholy about this. We've almost got to the end already. Just finding my pace as well. Anyway, loop components are coming to OneNote. And I know Daryl as a service, Webster, he will be loving this as well. I bang on about that, folks. I've mentioned him twice now. Super content. Go and check it out. If you need some of these things explained to you, then some good videos over there. But if you're not getting on with Loop and you don't get it, his stuff is where I point people. So if you don't quite get your head around Loop, go and check out Daryl. I don't know him, by the way. We've exchanged comments and he's helped me out with some... maybe that's why I'm feeling inclined to pushing stuff, because I like his content, but also I was sorting out a new microphone and he's just really helpful. Doesn't know me from anyone, but he was just really helpful on social media. Anyway, loop components will soon be available in OneNote for the web, and the fact that you can use them both in the same place might stop that question when people are going, why do I need one if I've got the other? Well, actually, it's shown how beautifully they work together now. So you can navigate to your page, go to your loop components, and you can select the new one, or you can just copy an existing one in as well if you want to. Anything new you create here will be stored in a new folder called OneNote Loop Files. And folks, we should have that from early April on the web, going all the way through to the summer in the Northern Hemisphere on desktop in this year, so completely due by mid-July. Folks, that was a quick one, wasn't it? Well, it's sort of by design. I just wanted to just cut out some of the little updates I give you. I just want to give you the headlines. Go over and look at the blog if you want all the details, and maybe sign up for the newsletter. Go to the blog, sign up for the newsletter, because some of those little bits that I've missed out, there's going to be another way you can access all that, and maybe I'll tell you about that next time. Folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hopefully that was helpful, and I guess I'll catch you next time.